What's up, everybody? It's your boy Season. So today we've got a viewer request. This was requested for me back in September and October and November. They were just getting into the metal build line and they wanted to know what my recommendations would be for someone who's starting out. So this is going to be my top 5 metal builds for a beginner. So let's not waste any more time. Let's go. So first at number 5, you've heard me call this the Swiss Army knife of the mobile suit world, and that is the Gundam Crossbones. I think the Metal Build Gundam Crossbones are amazing. The price point is actually relatively cheap considering all the things that you get with it, with the beam zambers and all of that. Now, we've had a ton of different releases for the Gundam Crossbones in the Metal Build line. We've had the X1, we've had the X1 full cloth, we've had the X2, we've had the X3, we've had the X0 full cloth, we've had the X1 patchwork, we've had the X1 half cloth. It's just the amount of weaponry that you get, the fact that it can do just about anything. The posing on it is great. The price point is good. There's not much to dislike here. And I think that if you are someone starting out in the Metal Build line, I would try to get a Gundam Crossbone. I think the amount of money, and you can also see what the Metal Build line has to offer, because I think that they did very good work. So there's my number 5, the Gundam Crossbone. So at number 4, I have one of my favorite mobile suits of all time. But even though it's one of my favorite mobile suits of all time, it's still a really good metal build. And that is the RX-93-V2, the High Nu Gundam. This Gundam, as a metal build, I think is very, very good. The color separation that they have on it, the attention to detail as far as the paint work is concerned, it's a notch above most metal builds that I see. The inclusion of gold and silver, especially with the die cast and everything that it comes with. It has a bunch of fin funnel accessories. You get a shield, you get the bazooka launcher. It really only has one drawback, and that is the rocket boosters. I think if you guys remember in my review, I said that the rocket boosters make it a tad bit unstable, and it looks like they've corrected that with the new version of the High Nu that's supposed to be coming out in 2026. And that one's supposed to have the original colors of the High Nu, which was in the novel, which is blue. So it looks like it's going to be like an electric blue, but they've also shortened the rocket boosters for the new High Nu. Now, it's different because it has the fin funnels of the movie version of the new Gundam, not the High Nu. And so that is an interesting thing about that particular release, and I'm still unsure whether I'm going to get it. I don't know if I know enough information on it to recommend that one, especially since that's not really the traditional look of the High Nu. But I think that it will be an interesting release. Now, the thing is that also this one comes with an accessory pack. It comes with the Hyper Mega Bazooka launcher. Now, this does not come in this set, but it is an option set. So you do have a little bit more options with this due to a new set. And with that set, it has a humongous gun. It's probably the biggest gun that I've seen in the Metal Build line, and it was pretty expensive as well. But the level of detail on that gun, plus with the power packs and all of that, I think that getting both of those sets together, I think it definitely has a big shelf presence in any display. If you're going to get it, I would definitely get both. Now, it also has the option of getting the heavy weapon system if we ever get it. That's something that Bandai has not released yet. We don't know what the status of that is or if it's even going to come, but it does look like you will be able to do it if they decide to release it. And so I do like the fact that they're making it available to possible option sets in the future, even though we haven't gotten it yet. But I think overall, the Metal Build High Nu Gundam, it's definitely better than the Master Grade. If you are someone who comes from Gunpla, like the Metal Build one just looks so much better. And I think that the High Nu is a very good Metal Build release. And for someone who's starting out in the line, it's also very big too. So this is probably one of the bigger metal builds that we've gotten. And so I think that this one is definitely worth picking up. So that's my number 4 pick, the High Nu. So for number 3, we actually have a tie. And you're about to see why, because they're very similar. I gave them the exact same scores on the review. I'm going to give this to the Metal Build Strike and the Metal Build Red Frame. There's a couple of reasons why. Because for the Strike and the Red Frame, you have a plethora of option sets. They are both in the Alternative Strike line, and with the Alternative Strike line, all of the backpacks are pretty much interchangeable. So whether you want to use the flight backpack for the L Strike or the Red Frame, you can swap both of them out. With the Counterwitch swords, you can do that on both. They both work interchangeably, and that's why I could not leave one without the other. They're too interconnected together. And I think that the articulation on the Strike, it's limited a little bit, but not very much, to where the Red Frame, especially the Project Astray Red Frame, is very articulate. And so both of them you can do a lot with both. And also the entry point for the Strike, depending on which version that you have, because both of these suits have gotten multiple releases. So you have at least 4 to 5 different releases of the Strike. And so there's some that come with the L pack, there's some that come without it, to where he's just kind of like the bare bones Strike. And then you can add whatever option sets that you want, whether that's the Lightning Striker or some of the other packs that have come out. And I think that these are very good for beginners. If you want to see what the Metal Build line has to offer as far as detail, articulation, and options, as far as option sets are concerned, and watch them work together, you need to pick up one of these two, if not both. I think that they're both worth it. Even with the Astrays, you don't even have to stick with just the Red Frame. You can go with the Blue Frame or the Gold Frame. We're getting the Green Frame and the Mirage Frame hopefully within the next year or two for both of those. So there are a plethora of options here. And so to me, this is the best Metal Build if you like variety. If you like to pose your Gundams a lot and you want different option sets and stuff like that, these two are the ones to get. This is my number 3 pick, a tie for the Strike and the Red Frame. My number 2 pick, now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. I'm going to go with This Hand of Mine is Burning Red. My number 2 pick goes to the Metal Build God Gundam. I think that this was a spectacular Metal Build. The level of articulation that this one has, step above what we see normally in the Metal Build line. Now, some people have mentioned to me about the high resolution model of the God Gundam, and even the real grade are supposed to have really good articulation as well. But for the Metal Build line, I believe that the Metal Build God Gundam is spectacular. Also, the accessories that you get for the God Gundam puts it in a different category as well, because not only do you get the version that we saw in the anime, we also get the God Gundam Second, or the Burning Gundam Second, depending on which name you prefer. I think that the amount of things that it can do, the level of detail that it has, the articulation is very good. The plethora of accessories that we have, I think that the God Gundam is it's too good to pass up. Now, it is expensive. It's coming around right around $400 in the US, but I think for a beginner or someone who grew up in the United States, that this one specifically is one that you'll want to take a look at. Since Wing and G Gundam were the 2 series that we got first in the US, or within the first couple of series, and those are the 2 that really took off in the States. I think that if you are someone that is new to the Metal Build line, I would take a look at the God Gundam. The things that it can do really blew me away, and you're talking to someone who doesn't even like this suit all that much, but I do believe that if you are new in the Metal Build line, that this is something you'll definitely want to take a look at. So this is my number 2 pick, the Metal Build God Gundam. Number 1, in all transparency, I originally had this as a tie, but I've opted to only go with one because it's kind of like Highlander. So there can be only one. So for number 1, I'm going with the Metal Build Destiny Gundam. This Metal Build, to me, is the essence of what the Metal Build line is. It took the original design of the Destiny Gundam that was very, very good and is a very, very popular suit, and made the design even better. And it looks meaner. It looks better than it ever did in the anime, and to me, there is no better looking Destiny Gundam than the Metal Build Destiny Gundam. Not one. The part separation that you have with it, the coloring that they've had. Now, we've had a bunch of different releases of the Metal Build Destiny. We've had the original, we've had the Heine version, we've had the Soul Red version, and we've even gotten the Festival 2024 version last year. So this one has been released probably about 5 or 6 times total since the original release. And to be honest, it's actually a quite old mold. It's been around for at least a decade, if not a little bit more. The articulation is very, very good. Also, with the option sets of getting the wings of light, I think that is top notch as well. And it was actually originally tied with the Metal Build Strike Freedom. So I am going to give them a little bit of props here, because I think that the Metal Build Strike Freedom is almost the exact same as the Destiny as far as how I feel about it. They took the original design of the Strike Freedom and made it even better. It also has the Wings of Light as well. And so I think that you can't go wrong with either one of those. I think that the price point for these, they're very sought after on the secondary market. So you're going to be paying probably 300 plus for these, especially if it comes with the Wings of Light. I've seen some of those releases for as high as $400 to $500. But I think for a beginner, if you want to know what the Metal Build line is all about, I have to go with the Destiny Gundam. So that's what we have for number 1, the Metal Build Destiny Gundam. So there we have it, our top 5 Metal Build Gundams for a beginner. I hope it was worth the wait. I know that some of you guys have been waiting for this video for quite some time, and I hope that you got some value out of it. Now, my closing thoughts are really, this depends on what kind of collector you are. I could recommend to you the Crossbones, but if you don't like the Crossbones, or if I recommend to you the Destiny, and you don't like Gundam Seed or you don't like the Destiny, then of course you're not going to want those suits. So my true advice for you is get whatever mobile suit you really like, and then just go from there. If you are a fan of the 00 Riser, or you're a fan of the Exia, then have at it. Go get the ones that you really want. So that is my true advice for anyone who is looking into stepping their toe into the Metal Build line. So that's what I've got for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you could like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate it. Send this one out to all of the Gundam fans. If you don't mind, in the comments, go ahead and put your top 5s that you would recommend for a beginner. I'll be interested to see those comments, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.